Hey everyone, welcome to another video. So in this video, we'll try and understand the implications of GST on services being provided by the company directors, by directors to their own companies. Well, commonly there are many types of directors. You have executive directors, you have non-executive directors, you have independent, you have managing, and then you have whole-time directors. But for the purpose of understanding the GST implications, let us try to classify the entire set of directors into two buckets. First is you have those directors providing services to the company for which remuneration is being paid to them in the form of salary. So the identifying criteria here is that if salary is being paid to them, if remuneration is being paid to them in the form of salary, and TDS under section 192 of the old Income Tax Act 1961 is being deducted before payment of salary, then it is said to be a service given by the employee to the employer. And employer-employee relationships are out of the purview of GST because in Schedule 3, which basically is a negative list for GST, there is absolutely no concept of GST on employer-employee relationships. In the sense that in this particular case, you have an employee giving service to an employer, there is no GST at all. So you have the examples of executive director, your managing, your whole-time directors, those who are actively involved in the management of the company. When they provide services to the company, it is like an employee giving service to an employer. There is no GST at all. The second bucket is those who are professionally providing services to the company, not as employees. So you have non-executive independent directors who are providing services to the company and they're getting remuneration in the form of commission, fees, and not salary, which means before making payments, professional payments to these directors, the determining criteria is whether TDS under 194J is being deducted. If yes, then services being provided by these directors to the company falls under the scope of reverse charge, and GST will be liable on reverse charge or on RCM basis. So in the earlier case, you have those directors who are actively involved in the management of the company, acting as employees in the company because they get paid salary after deduction of section 192 TDS, and therefore there's no GST because it's an employee giving service to an employer, and employer-employee relationship or transactions are out of the purview of GST. While in this particular case, you have non-executive or independent directors, those who are not actively involved in the management of the company, but provide advisory service to the company for which they get fees or commission in the form of professional payments, for which the company deducts TDS under 194J. So if TDS under 194J is deducted, then those kind of directors providing services to the company, for them, the company, for those kind of service, the company will be liable to pay GST on reverse charge basis. So here, although the supplier is the non-executive or the independent director and the recipient is the company, for these kind of services which is not in the not in terms of salary payments, company is liable to pay GST on reverse charge or on RCM basis. This is the second bucket. Well, what if there is a director providing service to the company where 50% he is on salary and 50% he is providing on professional basis? Well, then it's quite easy. You divide remuneration 50-50, 50% salary, TDS under 192 being deducted, no GST, and 50% remuneration in the form of professional fees, commission, whatever. 50% company will have to bear GST on this 50% value of service being provided by the director to the company. Company will have to pay GST on reverse charge basis. Let's take a case where a director is providing service. Now, if directors are providing service to the company on own or personal capacity, he's providing a service on own or personal capacity to the company. Let's say he's providing his accommodation or his additional accommodation for rent to the company. The company is the tenant, he is the landlord, and the company pays rent to the director. So for this, the GST on this transaction will be on forward charge basis. You have two: forward charge mechanism, reverse charge mechanism. This is a one-to-one basis where the director is providing service on his own or personal capacity, in the example of rent being taken in this case. And therefore, for this transaction, GST will be liable to be paid on forward charge basis, wherein the director will have to collect the GST from the company and pay it to the government. So this is one case. Now, what if the director is providing service in the capacity of him being a director? Then the question of, is he getting salary and TDS being deducted under 192? Then yes, no GST. If it's professional payments, then RCM provisions will also apply. So if he's providing services on personal capacity, for example, rent or any other service, then it will be on forward charge basis. But otherwise, you have to go back and see whether this director is providing service and he's getting remuneration in the form of salary where 192 is being deducted, no GST. If he's getting professional payments, fees or commission under where TDS under 194J is being deducted, then yes, company is liable to pay GST on reverse charge basis. Otherwise, it will be all forward charge basis. Well, I hope I was able to make things clear in this particular video. If you like the video, you could show support to us by hitting the like button. If you want more videos these on a regular basis through way of notifications, you could also think of hitting on the subscribe button. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and thank you.